kinds of things to talk about today, but I want to start with, as we should, the call-ups today by Jurgen Klinsmann. And I don't know, there were some interesting omissions. And then some
inclusion too.
Yeah, and some interesting additions. Well,
didn't see that at all.
Let's start with some of the additions, because I think they're, we just watched Steven Beitashour during the All-Star game have a fabulous game against Chelsea, and boom, up he comes. And, here's a guy who could play a lot of different positions. I think he played left back during the All-Star game, but who's to say he couldn't play right back or... he might have to play center back, because all we have really is Jeff Cameron and Orozco there, who can legitimately play CB, unless you want to move, Maurice Adu back there. It doesn't seem like we have a whole. Maybe they're still going to add another player or two. You know how Klinsmann can be.
Rather close to the game time, and this is pretty much a full roster. Not a full roster.
Yeah.
I didn't take the time to count the players out, but we got a lot of options at left back. Not so many options at right back. So
can you imagine saying that we have too many options at left back?
well. We're not saying that there's too many quality options. I mean, there are still options. I mean, we obviously have Johnson as our best option as left back.
But,
regardless of the squad, he's our best option.
Johnson can play back there. Castillo could play there. Bessler could play there. And Beitashour could play there.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so, what do we do at right back? And here's my question. If we're weak at right back, and we're most likely going to be playing somebody who generally plays left back at right back, why didn't we call up somebody like Lehigh?
Yeah. Or Chandler.
It seems like, we'll leave that off until the next qualifier. Why Chandler? he may have asked me, hey, you want to come up? It's like, I don't know. Actually, you know what? The more I read about it, a lot of posters were saying that 3 days after the Mexico game is like, the start of the German Cup or whatever.
Right, but
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, but that didn't stop.
So.
Yeah, but that didn't stop Jones, Williams, and Johnson from coming.
But we're not. I mean,
why would that stop Chandler?
Some fans are really sticking by what he's saying, and he's still coming out and saying that he still dreams to play for the United States and doesn't want to play for Germany. But
yeah,
a lot of people were also saying that he's going to be on this squad. He's going to be on this. He's going to be on the Mexico squad. When in all honesty, it was going to be a friendly, which wouldn't have mattered.
Well,
but he's not on this squad, so my guess is he wants to stick with his team to start the Cup off strong.
What? Williams could have used the same excuse. Jones could have used the same excuse. Fabian Johnson could have used the same excuse. They didn't. Terrence Boyd could have used the same excuse. He didn't. So I'm just saying what happened with Chandler. I mean, there was an interview, and he said he still wants to play for the U.S. He doesn't understand U.S. culture. Well, I don't understand U.S. culture, so, he might as well give up on that. That's not going to happen. But it would have been nice to see him on this team.
Well, and taking Klinsmann's quotes from whenever he didn't play for the qualifiers, basically he was saying that, he has got to figure out his club and his national situation. Yeah. He needs to organize his priorities, and once he does that, he can give us a call, or we're going to continue contacting him. And once he's ready, he can jump on board. Mm-hmm. But, this just might be another case where, he wants to focus on club over country. And we've been in this situation before, which is why a lot of U.S. fans generally go towards the negative and assume that he's holding out.
Yeah.
For Germany call-up.
Yeah.
But
he may not be. I don't think he is. I don't think he'd be smart to. But
I don't think it's likely.
But he made a poor decision a while back. That's all I've got to say about that. It was the end of the season. And it was a good time to come play for the U.S.
Our squad was tired. I hate that excuse. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he played this game. All of our key starters, you look at Dempsey, look at Bradley, look at Howard. They all played more games than he did. I'm not sure why he's more tired. He's younger than everybody.
Yep, exactly.
How is he that tired?
I'm tired of hearing how he's tired.
I mean, I understand he would have came over and played 5 different games, but he could have came over after all the friendlies and just took part in the qualifications. He could have came over and enjoyed some nice Florida resort.
Yep.
And then partook in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
That's right. And none of his other German friends seem to be having that problem. We've seen Terrence Boyd. We've seen Danny Williams, Jermaine Jones, Fabian Johnson. Those guys seem pretty darn committed to this team, and it's nice to see. The other interesting thing is, I don't know if a lot of people saw the Steven Beitashour call-up because, he's had a great season, and yes, he had a great All-Star game. But, one of the reasons we may have done it, because Iran, the Iranian national team, has been knocking at his door, and this is just a good way to make sure that, 3 years down the road when this guy's a superstar, playing some overseas somewhere.
So this doesn't matter, but this is showing that we're interested,
Yeah.
And in all honesty, if that's the situation, saying, hey, you know what, this is us giving you a chance. You got to, step up and show, and if he comes out and he performs well, continue giving him the caps. If he doesn't, let him continue developing at his club level, and then give him another look, say January. But I don't like the concept of saying, ooh, we got to get these people in our system, otherwise they're going to go somewhere else, because. It's basically pandering to the dual citizens and kind of ignoring people who don't have that option.
He's not really a dual citizen, though. He's lived in the United States.
He has the options otherwise, he more or less is.
It's the only reason he can play for Iran is because his parents, are from there. But he's an American citizen. He's lived here his whole life.
Yeah. That doesn't stop you from being a dual citizen.
Well, it doesn't.
But I agree with you. He would be looking at he'd be looking at it as if he's, a U.S. citizen. Yeah. I agree with him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think
I don't like the idea of, say, trying to cap type players to prevent them from going abroad if they turn out well.
But this,
I like showing interest towards the players who are showing worth.
And that's what this is.
Honestly, he's doing well. He's doing well at the club level. He did great in the All-Star game. Why not give him a shot? This is a friendly. Who cares? This is what we need to find out. We need to find out replacements for our aging backline.
Right.
This is the best route to do it.
Right. And how about the guys that are missing? No Boca Negra. We'll start there. Here's the guy that, for all the way you look at it, he really just doesn't even have a club right now. He's obviously not going to play for Rangers. And if he does, that'd be a travesty, as they're all going to be down in the 4th division, the Scottish soccer. Certainly, he's looking for a club.
Hey, he may come out of that division with triple-digit scoring. So.
Yeah, but he won't be making the national team
ever.
I agree
on that.
Yeah,
it would be terrible for him to do that. He needs to find a new club, even if it comes back to MLS.
4th division Scottish soccer is kind of like what you play. In Indiana. What league is that?
Don't play because I busted my knee. Thanks for telling me that. Thanks for.
Oh, you're not playing there anymore.
No, I re-sprained my knee, and at this point, it's not worth going back into the game because the pain I felt when I re-sprained it, wasn't worth it. So I'll stay in shape. I will continue to train you. And outside that, I am not going to be playing anymore.
There you go. That's the official announcement. Brett has retired from soccer, competitive soccer. Yeah.
All you fans who've been hoping that I was going to make my national call-up, sorry.
What was that? Does that really count as 6th division in the U.S. system? What you were playing?
I don't know. I was playing Fisher's Adult Rec over 30, even though I'm not over 30 yet. So I imagine that's 4th and 6th. It's probably
You had
that Sunday Rec League. So
you had a fake birth certificate made up for that?
They were just happy to have people playing.
Okay, fair enough. The other guy missing. Now, what's really interesting, Boca Negra isn't on this team, but Marisa Dew, who also is in sort of the same situation at Rangers, is on the team. Word is, though, he's moving on at some point. That he has his deals are a little bit more solid. Well, I don't know why Boca Negra is having any problems, but apparently he's got other things to do.
Here's my theory on that: is that you have an extremely experimental backline outside of Johnson. Even Cameron, who people are wanting to get more and more call-ups, he's brand new to the team, Yeah. So you have this experimental backline. It just seems to me that that Klinsmann went for a very, experienced center mid trio. Since Bradley's not included, I'm guessing that's simply because he's settling down with Roma, and Klinsmann is giving him that chance.
Right.
But I guarantee you're going to see Adu, you're going to see Jones, and you're going to see Beckerman all manning the center mid.
Yeah.
In these games, with maybe like a Donovan and Torres adding the offensive pressure. So you're going to have, Beckerman or Adu most likely playing as a pure defensive mid, and then the others pushing forward. My guess would be Adu and Jones pushing forward.
I'd like to see Beasley out in the left, frankly. I'd like to.
You know what? That would make sense. I didn't even think about that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I'd like to see him out there. I'd like to see a Beasley on the left and maybe Donovan on the right. I don't know.
Maybe you take Beckerman out, put Adu as your defensive mid, and put Torres in the middle with Jones.
No offense to Beckerman, but he's not having the kind of season he had last year, and I don't know.
Well, while we're talking about that, let's talk about our other left mid option. Breck Shea.
Breck Shea has not been having a great year.
Not having the same season he had last season.
No, I don't see him starting. I mean, I frankly would like to see Beasley and Donovan starting on the wings, and in the middle have like a Jermaine Jones, Maurice Adu, even Jose Torres or Danny Williams before I see Zusi, Corona, or Beckerman. Frankly,
I would like to see Williams tried out in the position he plays for his club. Everybody's calling for it. Why whenever he plays for us, we're always trying him at right mid? And it might have just been simply that we're trying to shore up our defense early on in the Klinsmann era, and that might have happened. But I think we need to try him at defensive mid.
You could see that if we play one up top, which is very possible, right? You play Terrence Boyd or you play Hercules up top, or and then you have essentially five in the midfield with that triangle again in the midfield, and that triangle could be Jermaine Jones and Maurice Adu. The top of that triangle and the back of that triangle could be Danny Williams. I mean, that would be nice. I'd like to see that happen because that is a more natural position for Danny Williams.
He's playing that position in the Bundesliga. Why are we not giving him the opportunity is my question.
I think you might see it.
I think we need to have competition, a solid competition for that true defensive mid position. Because in all honesty, right now it's Adu. I don't like it when we play Bradley back there.
Yeah,
we miss out on all of his offensive runs.
Yeah, I'd rather have Jones and Bradley free to maneuver upfield. The thing is that Danny Williams, as long as he doesn't over dribble like he does on the right, I think I'd like to see him get a chance at that position.
Here's my question. We have such a glaring weakness as far as true outside wings. We have Donovan, and then on the left wing we have question mark. I mean, we can throw in Shea, we can throw in DeMarcus Beasley. It's just been our weak point since we moved Dempsey more in towards the center.
Yeah.
My question is, why aren't we giving since we're getting a lot of players their first look at the national team, if not just a true test going down to Azteca and all, why aren't we giving Gott a chance?
I don't know. I mean,
why don't we give him a call? He's starting for his club. I mean, he's doing well.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like Klinsmann, outside of Goodson, has a lot of doesn't give a lot of players in the Scandinavian leagues much of a shot. And I don't know.
We got Parkhurst, we got Goodson.
He did give those two guys a shot. They're defensive players.
Yeah.
But not,
You've got a speedy winger who has a nose for finishing, and can break apart the defense. Why would you not give him a chance? Even if you don't hold the league up to much of anything, he's a youth player coming up through the ranks. He's started the past 2 years now, the last year and this year. Why don't you give him a chance? I mean, he's doing everything he has to do.
And Klinsmann can be pretty hardcore about those things. And I believe what the rumors were that Gott was going to probably end up being on the Olympic team if the U.S. made the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, he got called up originally for the qualifiers, but then he got taken back.
Yeah,
they called him back. They called him back up. So he was going to be on the qualifiers.
Yeah,
but that would have been nice to have.
And what did Klinsmann say after we failed to make the Olympics? The players on that Olympic team that failed to qualify for the Olympics missed a huge opportunity to show the world and show me what they're made of. And those players, in many ways, I believe they're going to, unless you're Joe Corona, apparently, you're going to suffer. Or Terrence Boyd, yeah.
Terrence Boyd, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is punishment. You just never know. And we don't know exactly what situation Gott's in right now or